So today with the Square Body Chevy, what we are going to start off with is a full polish. Then I have some wheels I want to test fit on the old dumper. Then we have a few loose ends that we need to tie up on the Square Body. Then we finish off with some beautiful rollers. Let's get into it.
And now, you're watching the Why Have a Christmas Bonus If You Can Just Have a Pizza Party channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So in just a moment, my good buddy Toby, he's coming out from Autocraft Custom Detail. We are going to get this Square Body right. We're going to do a wash, clay bar the entire thing, and then a polish just to make this paint look as good as possible. And Toby's gonna get us right. Alright, so with the C10, it is actually, can you see me over here, dude? So with the C10, it is actually the next day. And today I've been doing a whole bunch of things, miscellaneous stuff on the truck, just tying up a bunch of loose ends. We got all the bed bolts in, I got the box secured down. I'll show you everything going on with that in just a moment. Toby really killed it, he knocked it out of the park. Check out all of his stuff down below. I mean, he's helped me out on many a project, so I'm super appreciative of that. But either way, man, so right here, my buddy Lou, who owns the C10, also has a really badass van that has these on it. These are 17-inch wheels with some 33s on it. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put on this truck, and since this truck, I haven't talked too much about it, but the idea is I'm going to build this truck as a actual work truck, and I've never built anything with like a big wheel and tire setup. So these 17 8-lug 33-inch all-terrains, I want to try them on the dumper and see what it looks like. I wasn't thinking about filming this because I was like, you know, maybe I should just decide what I'm gonna do, but I might as well show you the process. So let's throw them on and see if they fit. If I have to lift it, I don't know if it'd fit in the shop, but the only way to tell is just go for it and see. And dude, I can't wait for this truck to be up and running. Believe it or not, dude, but my daily vehicle is actually an Acura TL. I don't even have a truck, and I need a truck so badly. So I'm going to build this vehicle in a way that is going to be absolutely most beneficial for me, my shop. This is going to be a shop truck. The slam box that I just recently finished up, man, I'm out of breath from moving this jack. The slam box that I recently just finished up, that was kind of like a show truck at the end of the day. This thing, I want it to be functional. Some 33s on there will be pretty functional if you ask me. Like I said, I've never built anything like this before. Got the trailer special right there. Let's see what the 33 is talking about. Oh yeah, she's beefy. I had to go grab some different lug nuts because the other ones weren't working. Now I want to be careful with these wheels. There's full-size spare. They've never even been mounted. Super nice of him to let me try them out. Cause I'll tell you one thing, dude, usually I build stuff real low to the ground, tuck in. I think we might be going a different direction with this build, dude, because I think that looks, let me get it down. Let me check for clearance. Let me check for clearance, even though it's not super accurate quite yet. I mean, it's not a perfect representation because there's obviously going to be weight on the truck, but I can still look. Don't yell. We have plenty of clearance. Besides the fact that I don't think these have spun in probably 15 years. Maybe not that long, but let me see. Dude, and the steering box on this truck, it's tight, dude. There's like little to no play in the steering. So to be honest, I think somebody went through this truck probably in the last few years. I'm not gonna get under it because we're not on jack stands and I'm not trying to die today. But dude, we got room, bro. And I don't think it's gonna sag that much, but keep in mind, there's no motor in it right now. We got a Chevy small block getting ready to go in it. I'm gonna put a 4x4 on the other side to make up the difference. Come on, Lola. Come on, Lola. Come on, Lola. Come on, Lola. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. According to my calculations, a 4x4 is the difference in circumference. Let's see what it's got going on. Yeah, that looks good, dude. What do you think about that? I don't know if I'd want to go with black. I don't know if I'd want to go with this exact wheel, but more so what I'm looking at is the 17-33 combo, meaning 17-inch wheel, 33-inch tire. That's a good package, dude. I'm excited for that. I gotta measure some stuff to make sure that this is gonna even fit in the shop. If it doesn't fit in the shop, I don't know. I can keep it on the wheels that it's on now as I build it. And then when I take it out, I just put it on the wheels, because ultimately, when I'm done with this truck, it shouldn't be in and out of the shop. It should be driving around town, getting parts for me, pulling trailers. That's how I want this truck to be built. I want this to be a workhorse for me. Sorry, I'm not giving this one away. This is my truck. The C10, Lou's truck, Buddy's truck. This truck, I think I want to build it how it's going to suit me best, and how it's going to suit me best is to be a workhorse. And workhorse shouldn't be slammed on the ground, even though I love slam trucks. Let me know what you think, man. I think it looks damn good. Let me zoom in on her. Don't mind that rust. That ain't gonna prevent us from doing what we gotta do. So really quickly, I want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, none other than GENTLEBANDS. GENTLEBANDS' mission is to create reimagined handcrafted rings for men. They use some awesome and unconventional materials to create a stylish and unique ring. From spacecraft titanium, dinosaur fossils, and even meteorites. The band that I'm really feeling right now is the black label. Since we just went black on the C10 and that looks so classy, I felt like this was a perfect choice. This is tungsten plated with 18 karat gold, just a classic. Super good look. Also, this tungsten will hold up to anything that I throw at it while I'm working in the shop. GENTLEBANDS is now offering chains that you can pair so greatly with the band of your choice. So for my dudes out there, this is my tip for you. I know a lot of the girls say you're so hard to shop for. Go on GENTLEBANDS now, pick out a band that you like, match it with a chain, send them the link, tell them the promo code that I'm going to tell you in just a second, and say this is what you're getting me for Christmas. Make it easy for them. The chain that I have right here, this is the black wheat chain. It pairs perfectly with the band. And the reason why I like this combo so much is because if I'm in the shop grinding, I need to set my hands free. I can use my hands, get my work done, and still stay stylish for all of the mommies. Well, one mommy anyways. And you know I got an exclusive 25% off discount code. Use promo code BODYVISION. That's just for you, man. Click the link down in the description below and get your very own band and chain today. Now let's get back to the video. Thanks again, GENTLEBANDS. Dude, so those off-road looking wheels, that looks so good. That's probably the direction that I'm gonna wanna go with that truck because it is a work truck, but enough with that. What I've been working so hard on is the C10 just to try to get, it feels weird to say so hard on. What? Either way, man, Toby knocked it out. He did such a phenomenal job with the truck, and I've just been spending the last 2-3 days tidying up a bunch of loose ends. A lot of that stuff that's not super interesting to show just because, I don't know. It's a little bit of figuring out a lot of those loose ends, but now that a lot of those loose ends are tied up, I wanted to show you some of the cool features on this truck and just kind of how everything came together really nicely. We have a really cool feature right here. This fuel door is no longer needed. We are not using the tank that was over there. So if you look just right here, grab this. I'm going to get a different clamp that fits a little bit better, but either way, you get the idea. So this right there, that's the water separator. Just go like this. Let all the water spill out. It'll go straight to the floor. It won't spill all over all of your components. So that's that. And then also right there, there's a Schrader valve going to the tank as well. And with that Schrader valve, that's just like the same type of valve that's on any tire and whatnot. So if anything electrically fails, you could still fill up the tanks through the Schrader valve through an external source, like a shop, or even if you pull up to a gas station, you would be able to fill up your tank without using any electricity at all. Because that, where am I at? because that Schrader valve is in there. So water separator, Schrader valve in that one door that the gas tank used to be. So as we make our way around to this black beauty, now I've been in and out of this bed for the last few days, so I'm gonna have to clean it out, but this bed liner stuff is super tough. So this is a modification that I did a few videos back. I kind of just went over it really quickly. All of these lines are supposed to continue all the way from the cab all the way to the back. So what I ended up doing is I did a slit right there, pounded that down, metal worked it in, made it all smooth, looks super good to have this little access right there. So that looks really nicely. It goes perfectly into the fuel cell. It's aligned 100%. I'm surprised that it did such a good job, but I'll take it. And then that goes there. This little key will just stay with the vehicle. It'll stay in the glove box, or it'll stay wherever, you know, just like that. Turn a little bit more to 12 o'clock. Take that with you, and dude, how good does that look in there to fill up fuel? So this just looks like a regular old toolbox. I'm gonna close the lid to give you the full effect. So the latch was bent a little bit. Just a regular old toolbox in the back of a truck. Nothing too crazy, nothing that you wouldn't suspect to be in there, but what we ended up doing was all of the air ride components are in there. We got the tank, we got the 2 compressors, we got a hot distribution block, a ground distribution block, relays, pressure switch. Everything's running into the cab. There's a couple things in here that I need to clean up. I also have it bolted down, so I need to get out my vacuum and clean up all those little metal shavings. But either way, man, super good, super nice idea to have something like that to house all of the air components. And coming around to the interior, this is something that I need to get wrapped up and finalize. I'm going to work on that here in the next few minutes. But all of our switches are going to go where the old ashtray was. One of these switches is actually leaking. We got our gauges right here that we're going to secure up nicely. One of the switches was actually leaking, which is no big deal. Just ended up getting another replacement switch. So I'm going to go ahead and get that swapped out. One cool thing about this, the gauges, you got to follow along. So the one closest to you is for the front, and there's 2 needles in this gauge, 2 needles in that gauge. So this is the front, this is the rear, this is the tank itself. So on the front, the red is right. Just like on the back, the red is right. So if I make this one come down, you can see how there's 2 needles in the one gauge. So that's controlling each corner. We have 4 switches, switch per corner. Really good, really cool stuff. Now Lou is gonna have to learn his ride heights, learn where he wants to be at, but this system is kind of like, it's mechanical, it's simple, it's just some switches, not a whole lot of valves, not a whole lot that could go wrong, just because it is simple stuff. You can even adjust everything if your car's not even on. Again, it's all mechanical, which is what we like. Nice and simple. I cannot get over, dude, how clean the paint looks on this truck. That's nuts. And the wheels too, dude. Today's the last day. We're gonna get this thing knocked out, and then we're going to be delivering this thing. Woo! I'm super hyped, dude. Let's finish this up now. Now, really quickly, as I'm distracted with everything going on and I'm not finishing up the last few things, I wanted to show you this little pamphlet that we made. We make one of these for every single vehicle that we heavily modify. So this is a custom schematic mixed with the actual factory schematics on everything that we did for the fuel pump, because there is a fuel pump in here, and that's an aftermarket pump. But how we did is we just stole the wiring for the original sending unit and the original fuel pump 12 volts, switched 12 volts, the entire thing, extended it, and made that work. I believe as you're working on somebody's vehicle, it's your due diligence to do stuff like this. We also have this in a PDF version, so if anybody in the future works on this vehicle, they're not going to have to guess what I did, because it's all written down right there. And this is just more information about the pump, the exact pump, what we got going on, everything. This is all the modifications that we made to his fuse panel. This is a actual photo from his actual panel, and then right here in this slot what we added, that's to the horn button, and this slot what we added, that is to the tank pressure switch. Over here, what we added, that's lighting for the gauges, and also the blue that's from the tank, split to all of the 3 ways, and then going to the switches. Between the switch and the bag, it goes to the gauges, so there is no question whatsoever on how his entire truck is laid out. So that's for Lou to keep, and also the digital copy as well will be emailed over. Let me get some of this stuff wrapped up, man. You alright, Lola? Good girl. Okay, back to work. So with the truck, I thought I was going to switch out that switch, button everything up, and then be off to the races, be all done. But it actually turns out the one that we ordered, these barbs are just a tiny bit smaller, and with them being a tiny bit smaller, the hoses do not fit on there tight enough. So there's no way that this new switch is going to work. Now let me show you what's going on with the old switch. This thing has been driving me crazy for the last few days. So I have it bench tested right now. I just have air going to it. When I air the vehicle up like this, that brings pressure into this line. I know there's pressure in that line because when I open it up, yeah, that's just a little bit of pressure out. The amount of pressure that can be in between these 2 points is as much as it's going to give me. So if we take a look right here, you can see it bubbling up. Now at first I just thought the hoses weren't tight enough. So the actual problem is it's leaking from where the brass fittings meet the plastic, because these guys are in here really tight. The brass fittings on the switch that we're bench testing, and the one that is leaking, those brass fittings are loose. You can actually rotate them with your fingers. So there's something wrong with this switch. This switch is probably fine, but these brass fittings are too small. I don't know. I don't know if I can swap them out, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Something's probably going to have to be ordered, so when I'm in that mindset, I'm just like, whatever we gotta try to do to salvage it, let's see if we can't do that. Right, so it has been a few hours here, and let me explain to you the solution. So the problem that we had was that brass section on the new plug was smaller than the old one, and it was leaking. But what I realized was, I bench tested it, and it ended up being fine. So the problem was, my little quarter line got stretched out because the old one was larger, so I just had to run some new lines, and it is all good. Now I want to show you the final tuck, fit, and finish of the interior of this truck, because it is real clean. Super fresh in here, all 80'd out. We got these in here just for now. The owner's going to see if we want to secure them somewhere, so we're just kind of got that on a temporary thing. We got all the switches right here. That goes away like that. We want to put some type of magnet or something on there because it is just staying open, but either way, man, all good. Everything came together. That's it, dude. Right now, the truck, 100%, bro. 100% done. The last 2 or 3 days, I was thinking today's going to be the last day. Today, I thought I'd be out here until about noon finishing this truck. It's about 4 o'clock now, and I'm done. So, this truck, damn good. Maybe I'll go get some rollers. I'd love to see this truck on the street. so good. We're about to head back to the house, but I want to grab a couple rollers on my phone. I'll show you that right now, dude. I could not be more happy with this truck, with the owner, Lou. Man, it's been a great experience working on it. 100% phenomenal. It's been great, dude. It's so cool at the end of a project to just kind of stand back and look at it, admire all the work. You keep doing all these things, and I'm obsessed with this has got to be done, this has got to be done, this has got to be done, and then before you know it, we're on to the next thing. All right, so at this point we are going to be delivering the truck. He's over there in his van, his off-road van, dude. Super cool thing. He takes that camping and whatnot, really cool. So I am in the truck enjoying it for a little ride. He told me, man, he said if you ever need to take it out, or I just want to take my girl on a date or anything, that I'm welcome to use it anytime. And he lives real close to me too, so I'm probably gonna take him up on that, dude. Super cool truck. A lot of work went into it, and I told him I'm gonna let him work out the bugs first, then I'll take it. So let me pay attention. No, I'm not gonna make that gap. It's so cool, dude. I've never done a square body before, but to be able to just, you know, do this one, and it's gonna be around me. It's funny because he picks up his kid from school. His kid and my kid go to the same school, so I see him in the pickup line all the time. So I'm going to be able to see this C10 in the pickup line, and that's a new experience. That's weird. A car that I worked so heavily on, or a truck that I worked so heavily on, I will be able to see it. And also along the way, man, I can't take all the credit for this whatsoever. He picked everything. He picked the wheels, he picked the color, he picked the size tires. I mean, all of that stuff matters so much in the bigger picture, in the grand scheme of things, on how a build is gonna turn out. And he made all those decisions. I just made it happen and did the best that I could at it. So we're gonna see if the truck would make it up his driveway. I'm sure it will. I don't see why it wouldn't, but dude, look how clean this thing looks, man. So I know I said the last video was probably going to be the last video, and this video has already been as long as it's been, but I can't not show you guys stuff like this. This is really the real conclusion, because I'm passing the truck off. I'll not see it in my shop until we do the next thing.
Front looked like it was almost rubbing.
Yeah, the corner.
Yeah.
All right, so the square body is gone, but I know for sure that I'm going to be seeing it drive around, which makes it so much more cool and so much more special. So the plan is to go full speed ahead on this guy right here. This is going to be a good truck, a super fun project. Let me know down below what you think. Do you guys want to see this nice and low, or do you like the all-terrains? To be honest, I really like the all-terrain look, and since I hadn't built anything like that, I'm kind of leaning in that direction. Also, I have a few projects up in the air that might happen while I'm working on this. Probably not before this, but either way, man, subscribe to find out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the finale of the square body, and let me know if you're excited to see this thing. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.